Hi everyone, my name is Jen and this is Beast of Plants, where all things houseplant and home design. Welcome back. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to rank some of my houseplants. This was a trend on the internet like 6 months ago. It is no longer cool to do one of these, which is probably exactly why I'm gonna do one. I'm not a cool person. So disclaimer, these are literally just my opinions. They don't mean anything. This video is not educational or informative in any way. So yeah, and also all these photos I pulled just from Google. These are not my photos. Okay, so if you've never seen one of these like ranking tier charts, so basically the higher is better. These are our categories for the night. So the god tier is practically a weed. So these are the plants that grow super fast, low maintenance. You put them there and they grow and they thrive and do their own thing. And underneath that we have Instagram hoes. So these are a little bit more high maintenance, but you love them for their look. And then we have wet plants. These are our humidity hogs. These are the ones that, wow, you're really putting in the work. You really love this hobby to have these plants. And then we have the shelfie. These are, you know, cute, normal houseplants. We love a good plant. And then compost bin. We'll see. So I picked, I think, like 27 plants, mostly pulled from just whatever plants are in this room currently that are on top of my head. All the plants on this list are plants that I either own or have owned at some point, because obviously I can't rank plants that I don't own. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, very first one. The first one is a Philodendron birkin. So this plant I'm going to put in the wet ass plant category. This is controversial pick because technically these are not supposed to be high maintenance plants because these have been tissue cultured by Costa, so they're everywhere now. The prices are super low. I super overpaid for mine. I paid for one basically like at the height of the popularity of the birkin, and I'm pretty sure the person I bought this from imported their birkin. So I didn't import it, but the person I bought it from imported it. So for many reasons, including all of those, this gets a solid wet ass plant. For me, this plant doesn't grow unless I give it like 100% humidity. I know this is not like the normal case. Most people think these are very easy plants. It's pretty meh. This used to be one of my favorite plants, which is like why it's so disappointing, because now it won't grow. They also revert. A lot of people have had their birkin revert, and so the birkin is a hybrid of the red Congo, the Philodendron red Congo, I believe, something like that. So yeah, okay. Next one is a Fiddle leafy. You know, this is an Instagram hoe. We love the way they look on Instagram. Take many photos of it once you get it home from the nursery, because they'll probably never look like that again. I think the issue is that Instagram has led us to believe that the fiddle leaf fig is a beginner friendly plant. It is not. When I first brought my fiddle leaf fig home, it drooped and sat there sad AF for probably like 6 months. Now it's fine. Now it likes me, but now I'm terrified of it. I'm terrified of this plant, and I'm never going to move it. It is forever going to stay in that window because I am so scared that if I move it, it's going to die on me. Like, it's the one thing I kind of have going for me right now, that I can keep a fiddle leaf fig alive. So, oof. Okay, the next one. This is a gloriosum, a Philodendron gloriosum. I think, is this going to be a controversial pick? I think it goes in shelfie. Okay, so it could really be in this entire range of like Instagram hoe or wet ass plants or shelfie, because it is an Instagram hoe and it is a high humidity plant. But the reason I'm demoting it to shelfie is because I don't really have my gloriosum in a high humidity area, and it's kind of okay. Maybe if I give it better humidity, it would grow bigger leaves, but it's kind of okay right now. But the reason that it's ranked kind of low on this list is because it is a crawling plant, which I have learned recently that I do not like because they have to be planted in like horizontal containers because they're crawling, obviously. And I think horizontal containers are ugly unless you have a very full plant. Like my gloriosum, you can't see it, it's over here somewhere. It's in the background somewhere. It's kind of sitting to like one side of this giant container because obviously you don't want to have to repot your plant, you know, every 6 months. But like now half of the container is so empty because it hasn't filled it yet. I don't know. I really want a glorious, which is the gloriosum cross with milano because that is supposed to be a climber that looks basically like a gloriosum. So I think I would like that one a lot. So if you have one for trade, hit me up, let me know. Okay, this is the Hoya carnosa compacta variegata, or the variegated Hindu rope. How am I going to rank this one? I think this is an Instagram hoe. Okay, so I think this one is an Instagram hoe. These are so slow growing. They grow super slow. I've had mine for almost a year and it has put out probably 5 new leaves since then. It's planted in a 4-inch container and it looks so sparse and so sad. It's actually pretty low maintenance because it's a Hoya, so it doesn't really need to be watered, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like they look cute on Instagram, but I don't think they look cute in real life. It's kind of ugly in real life. It's kind of ugly in real life. They kind of look like bugs, like squishy. But they look cute on Instagram. So I'll give it an Instagram hoe status. Okay. Ooh, this one. This is a Scindapsus jade satin. This I'm gonna give shelfie status to. Basically, everyone wanted this plant at one point on Facebook because everyone was trying to collect all of the Scindapsus varieties, and this was like a variety that not a lot of people had. Basically, it's Scindapsus, but it's all green, and it has the same texture as all the other Scindapsus, so like satiny but not velvety, so like not like a micans or a milano, but like kind of like a satiny texture. So a lot of like everyone wanted one for a while there. I have one. I got it in a trade and it's kind of underwhelming. It's just like not it's so all Scindapsus, in my opinion, are slow growers. Some are like less of a slow grower than others, but all of them in general are kind of slow growers. So it's a slow growing plant. It's not really velvety and it's all green. It's cool. Like, I don't hate it or anything, and I do like mine. Mine's in LECA right now, but it's kind of just there. I don't know. I'm kind of underwhelmed by it, so I'm gonna give it shelfie status. Okay. Next one is a Philodendron Jose Bueno. Ooh, what am I gonna give this? What am I going to give this? I think I'm gonna give this one Instagram hoe. Ooh, my mom says open the window. Okay, I think I'm gonna give this one Instagram hoe status because people on Instagram love this plant. I think, okay, I do like it, don't get me wrong, I do like this plant a lot and I really like the variegation, but this plant takes up so much room. Like, I can't. Okay, so like most aroids, when they grow, the leaves will grow, you know, if this is the stem, the leaves will grow kind of like this, right? So it's nice and compact even if it grows up. But the Philodendron bueno, if this is the petiole, the leaves always grow like this. So like almost like a 90-degree angle. So therefore, it takes up so much room. Like I don't have the like space for this plant. It does grow very, very quickly though. I will give it that. And that is nice that it grows very, very quickly. And I'm pretty sure the variegation is stable, so it won't revert, which is awesome because we hate unstable variegation. Okay, this is a jewel orchid. This is a Mastides petola. Mastides petola? I don't know. This one is obviously an Instagram hoe status. This one, I have never been able to photograph this one correctly because it never shows up correctly on camera. It is so beautiful in real life. It is shimmery and sparkly. However, should I demote it to wet ass plant status? Because it does need kind of high humidity. I've seen people grow this one in actually like quite low humidity. I don't. I grow it in a cloche, so it has very high humidity and it grows very well for me. I don't know. Should I move it? No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it as an Instagram host status. I love this plant. Adore this plant. I need to get a bigger cloche for it because it is quickly outgrowing the cloche it is currently in. And I might actually change out the substrate once I repot this because currently it's in 100% sphagnum moss, but I might change it to a sphagnum moss and perlite mixture. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, this is a Philodendron Miami. Should I put this in practically a weed status? This might be our first practically a weed status. So I have one. It looks nothing like that because mine is teeny tiny. If you watch my like LECA videos, it's in LECA, so it's in a lot of those videos. Mine is actually coming back on the brink of death right now because I accidentally dried it out too much because I was gonna repot it to give it a moss pole to climb up, but I accidentally let it dry all the way out for several days. So I lost one leaf immediately and one leaf is yellow, but it has already put out a new leaf since then. And I only like rehabbed it maybe like not even 2 weeks ago. So I think that's practically a weed status. It grows super, super quickly for me. I feel like I'm gonna get a pretty big plant of this probably within a year. I'm confident about that. I'm gonna bet on the Philodendron Miami. That is our first practically a weed status superior tier winner. Okay, the next one. This is a Manjula pothos. Ooh, 2 in a row? 2 in a row. Practically a weed status for the Manjula pothos. I love this plant. I adore this plant. I love the shape. I love how easy it is to grow. It is a pothos, so like just leave it there. Does its thing. Does grow slower than, you know, other epipremnums, like your golden pothos or whatever, but it's by no means a slow grower. Highly recommend this plant. I let mine dry out all the way through. Love it. It's amazing. Okay. Okay. Next one is Philodendron milano. Okay, I'm gonna put this here in practically a weed. It might eventually get demoted to Instagram hoe. I don't know yet. So I got my milano very recently. So, you know, don't have much experience with it yet, but right now it is currently practically a weed status because as soon as I got it, I basically immediately transferred it to LECA. I just like, had like an inkling about the soil it was in. Like, I just didn't love it. So I yanked it out to look at the root system, and there was like one root that was like kind of moldy and like mushy and black. So like the earliest signs of root rot. So I immediately, you know, chopped off that root, and then I cleaned off the root system and put it into LECA. And then it's already putting on a new leaf. So I don't remember when I got this plant, probably like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, and I transferred it to LECA like immediately. And it already put out a new leaf for me. I think that's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I've heard from several people that the milano is like the best rare plant because it's extremely hardy, and I will agree with that assessment. And so far it seems like a very quick grower as well. Okay. Micans. I'm going to give micans. Okay, I'm going to give micans also practically a weed status because it is a Philodendron herbaceum, so I think it's unspoken that it grows very fast. It is velvety. I'm currently trying to train mine up a moss pole so that we can get very milano like leaves out of it. So far it's growing and it's climbing, but the leaves are not getting bigger. So I think that just has to be like a patience thing. But if you follow Craig Milren on Instagram, which I'm sure you do because, you know, his photos are always on the explore page, his micans looks like a milano because the leaves are so freaking big. So I'm gonna give it practically a wee status, kind of in anticipation of the fact that one day my micans will look like that. Okay. Monstera deliciosa. I'm gonna give this Instagram host status. It is loyal. We love it. This is like steady, you know? This I would absolutely recommend to be someone's first plant. The Fiddle, no. But this could be someone's first plant. So, okay. Orbifolia, Calathea orbifolia, which I think got recategorized. So now it's like a Geopertia? Geopertia? I can't pronounce anything. I'm gonna give this a wet ass plant status because at the end of the day, it is a, oh, I guess it's not Calathea anymore. Well, it's still a humidity hog. I love mine because I accidentally underwatered it a couple of times. So there's a lot of browning on the tips now, which means now, because there's already a lot of browning on the tips, it means I don't care that much about it anymore. Like I'm not like such a perfectionist over this plant anymore, being like each leaf has to be pristine, because we already passed that mark. It's no longer pristine. So I give mine tap water. The humidifier in my house is like never on. I'm too lazy. It's never on. So the humidity in this room is usually like 50-55. And so far seems fine. Not droopy. A little bit of browning, but not more browning. Like it hasn't browned more since I underwatered it in December. So I'm gonna give it wet as plant, you know, status, because for most people that would be correct. But yeah. Okay. Pink Princess. I feel like it is only right that I give this Instagram host status because duh, it's a pink princess. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm kind of thinking about like demoting it, but I'm gonna leave it there. Pink Princess. They revert. That's annoying. They grow kind of weird, like their growth pattern kind of weird. But if you have a highly variegated one of these, ooh, gosh, I almost cursed. Can I curse on this channel? I think my demographic is like almost entirely 21 and above, so I'm sure it's fine. But anyways, if you have like a highly variegated version of this, ooh, that's beautiful. But if you have one that's like meh, kind of reverting, which I have one of those. I have, okay, so I have two. I have one that I bought as a reverting plant. Don't really love it. It's cool. It's there. But I feel like the only thing that this plant like really has going for it is its pink variegation, because it's not really easy to grow. You know, it's kind of a humidity hog. So it's there. It's there. Okay. Prayer plant. Prayer plant. I'm gonna give this shelfie. Shelfie status. You know, I had a bad start with this plant, but I deadheaded mine recently and it's come back very strong. I feel like now I'm on a good term with this plant, so maybe if you had asked me like 3 weeks ago, might have been a compost bin plant, but at the moment I'm okay with that. Okay. Raven ZZ. Ooh, I have a grudge against this plant. Oh, is that too mean? That's too mean. Okay, I'm gonna put it to shelfie status. I have a grudge against this plant because I did not like the seller. I had a bad experience with the seller I bought it from. She basically, like, the photo she posted was like very big plants, and then what arrived was this teeny tiny 4 leaves. 4 leaves is what arrived to my house, and I overpaid for it so much, like so much, because this was, so California just started getting Costa Farms through Walmart, but like back when I bought this, like Costa Farms was not in California at all, so like we weren't getting like $10 Raven ZZs in 6-inch pots, which is like now like, you know, what people are paying for, but I overpaid for it. It was tiny and it is a slow grower. The regular ZZ I don't think is a slow grower, but the Raven ZZ is a very slow grower. It has grown 1 stalk since January. The stalk did have more leaves than 4 leaves. It has like, has 6 leaves. So it's there. I don't really like it. I have bad memories associated with it, so it's there. Okay, this is the Philodendron Rio. Philodendron Rio gets practically a weed status because it's a Philodendron heteroecium, so automatically practically a weed status. Okay, Scindapsus trebuli, moonlight. I'm gonna give this one wet ass plant status. I don't really think, no, I'm gonna put this down to shelfie. No, okay, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it to Instagram pose, because it is gorgeous. In real life, it is beautiful and spectacular, and in Instagram, also beautiful, but it's such a slow grower. Such a slow grower. I don't think it needs much. Like, I don't really think it's like a humidity hog. I don't really think it needs a lot of watering or a lot of care. It's just such a slow grower. So, leave it there. Silver sword. Ooh, silver sword. Silver sword, silver sword. Silver sword, I'm gonna leave it shelfie status. Although, recently, my silver sword has been popping off. It's been pushing out leaves left and right, but there was a time there where I had a very contentious time with this plant. It kept pushing out deformed leaves, which I think is from a nutrient deficiency, because everyone told me it was a humidity problem, but I never moved it to like a more humid area. It lives on my shelf, which has no extra humidity whatsoever. Everyone told me that I was pushing out deformed leaves because that's a humidity problem. Although ever since I bought this plant has never been in like a high humidity area. But I never moved it, and I chopped it. I ended up chopping it. Everyone told me not to chop it. Everyone is like, that leaf is still photosynthesizing. Don't be such like an aesthetic bitch. Like, you know, don't cut it. I cut it, and now it's growing so much better, and it is pushing out leaves left and right, so I am a fan of it now. I don't think it grows fast enough to get practically a weed status, but it's there. I don't want to call it a humidity. I don't want to call it an Instagram post, but so it's there. It's there. It's there. I'm gonna leave it. Okay. Milano. Oh no, this is the Milano hybrid. This is the Milano cross with gloriosum hybrid, or also known as the Philodendron splendid. Practically a weed status. It is my favorite plant currently. This is just pushing out leaves left and right for me. It is velvety. It is soft. I don't think it needs a lot of humidity. It is next to a humidifier, and my humidifier is set at 70, but as you know, my humidifier is never on because Jen is too lazy to refill the thing. So basically it's been growing at like 50% humidity, like if you actually look at it. So that for sure gets practically a weed status. Monstera standleyana, give the shelfie status. Don't understand it. I have one because I saw this one person with like a really nice specimen of this plant, and like there was a moment there where I was like, I want it. So I bought it, but it's right. Okay. String of Hearts. String of Hearts is an Instagram hoe. I never understood the appeal of a string of hearts, and then I owned one, and then I really liked it, like after I started owning it, because they grow. No, okay, I'm gonna push this up. I'm gonna push this up to practically a weed status because it grows so quickly, incredibly quickly. However, it's kind of hard to keep it looking nice and full on top. It does require a lot of like top on lighting to remain like full on top. It grows very quickly, but it gets sparse at the top very quickly as well. So I'm still gonna leave it at practically a weed status, but I also have a whole care video on string of hearts if you're interested. Okay, Ceranthe Trio Star. Ceranthe Trio Star is the definition of an Instagram hoe. I'm not putting it as a wet as plant because it does not need that much humidity. I think this can grow just fine in ambient humidity, as long as you keep it watered though, because the medium that my Ceranthe is in 100% peat moss, so it like never dries out. I think you kind of need that if you're gonna grow it in low humidity. Okay. Practically weed. Syngonium podophyllum albo variegata. Practically a weed. This thing grows so fast. And if yours is not growing fast, because I got one from Logi's a long time ago and it did not grow. It took many months, did not grow. I ended up chopping it and propagating, and now that same specimen is growing like a weed. So if yours is not growing, don't be afraid to chop and propagate, because these propagate very easily. So definitely gets practically a weed status. Okay, 3 left. I think I'm gonna mix it up, and I'm going to put out a controversial opinion. Watermelon peperomias are crap. Hate them. Cannot keep this thing happy no matter what. I've killed multiple pots of this. Okay, my camera died, but basically the reason I put the watermelon peperomia in the compost bin tier is because I cannot keep this thing happy, cannot keep it alive, and I hate it. I don't like to be bested by a plant that people say is supposed to be an easy care for a plant. It is not. I'm also really sad about this though, because I love the way it looks. I think it looks beautiful, gorgeous. It looks like a watermelon. I love watermelon. It was also a plant that was originally gifted to me, and it pretty much went from like nice, full, healthy to sad looking plant almost immediately. So then I took a bunch of cuttings off of it. Like most of the plant I took down as cuttings into different pots. So now I have like several small pots of it around my house. None of them just look that particularly happy, if I'm gonna be honest. I've also killed several pots of this. And the problem with watermelon peperomias is that it always gets stem rot and not root rot, which I don't know why, but that's more frustrating to me. Like, it's just like disintegrates in the middle of the stem instead of like rotting at the roots, and I don't know why that frustrates me more than root rot, but it does. So that's that. Okay, varicosum gets wettest plant status. I have a baby varicosum. I don't... Okay, is this controversial? I don't know if this is controversial. I don't like fuzzy petioles. I don't. I think it's weird. I don't think that plants should be fuzzy. I don't know. It kind of creeps me out that it looks like hairs. I don't know. So that's why it gets demoted from Instagram hoe status. Otherwise, I would definitely put it as an Instagram hoe because, you know, like, it is an Instagram worthy plant. It is velvety. I do like to touch the leaves. I just don't like fuzzy petioles. I think it's weird. I actually don't think this is like as high of a humidity plant as people say it is. Like, it definitely is a higher humidity plant, but I don't think it needs like an extreme amount of high humidity, which is kind of my thought on most plants, if you haven't noticed from me rambling about this list. Okay, Monstera Thai constellation. I'm gonna put this as an Instagram hoe like predicted, because what else would I give this plant? It definitely does not deserve practically a weed status because it is not a fast grower, but she is beautiful. I do like mine quite a bit. If you don't have one, wait for Costa Farms to release it in 2021. Don't pay an exorbitant amount of money for this plant. It is beautiful. It will still be beautiful next year. I think that's a good message to leave on. If you're here, wow, I'm surprised. Thank you for watching this video. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling now because I think my throat is starting to hurt. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll talk to you soon with some, hopefully, more informational content next week. Alright, bye.